Ample make this bed. Make this bed with awe. In it wait till judgment break, excellent and fair. Be its mattress straight, be its pillow round. Let no sunrise yellow noise interrupt this ground. This is Emily Dickinson's poem, Ample Make This Bed. 8 lines, 34 words. Almost nothing happens. A bed is made. A mattress is straightened. A pillow is rounded. The mourning is told not to come too loudly. And yet, in those few words, Dickinson gives us one of the most beautiful and unsettling meditations on death in American poetry. Many people encountered this poem, perhaps without knowing its title, through the film Sophie's Choice. Near the end of the film, after the terrible weight of Sophie's story has been revealed, the poem appears not as decoration, but as a kind of final hush. It gives language to a room where ordinary language would feel almost indecent. But the poem does not belong only to that film. It is not a movie quotation. It is one of Dickinson's own small, devastating acts of compression. A bed, a grave, a prayer, a silence, and the end of time, all held in 8 lines. At first, the poem sounds domestic. Ample make this bed. We seem to be inside a house. Someone is preparing a room. Someone is arranging a bed carefully, almost ceremonially. There is tenderness in it. There is attention. There is the quiet dignity of making a place ready for rest. But almost immediately, the poem darkens. Make this bed with awe. Awe is not ordinary care. Awe is what we feel before something sacred, terrifying, or beyond us. A bed made with awe is not just a bed. It is a threshold. Then Dickinson tells us, in it wait till judgment break, excellent and fair. Now the poem has opened. This is not a bed for a night's sleep. This is a bed for the long sleep. This is a grave, or a coffin, or the earth itself. The person placed in this bed is not waiting for morning. They are waiting until judgment, until the end of time, until the last morning. That is the power of the poem. It takes the smallest domestic act, making a bed, and places it against the largest possible horizon, eternity. Emily Dickinson was born in Amherst, Massachusetts, in 1830. She lived most of her life in and around the Dickinson family home. During her lifetime, only a very small number of her poems were published. Most of her work remained private. After her death in 1886, her sister Lavinia discovered the great body of her poetry. Nearly 1,800 poems eventually came to light. This strange history matters, because Dickinson wrote as if she was speaking from a room almost no one could enter. She did not write public poems in the ordinary sense. She wrote compressed, private, explosive poems. Poems about death, God, immortality, desire, nature, terror, renunciation, ecstasy, the soul. Her poems often feel as if they begin in the smallest possible place. A fly, a bee, a slant of light, a funeral in the brain, a bird in the garden, a letter, a door, a room, a bed. But then the small thing opens. It becomes metaphysical. The fly is not just a fly. The light is not just light. The room is not just a room. And here, the bed is not just a bed. Ample make this bed. The word ample is important. It means large enough, full enough, generous enough. But how large must a bed be if it is meant to hold a body until Judgment Day? How much room does death require? How much care? How much love? The poem does not answer directly. Instead, it gives instructions. Be its mattress straight, be its pillow round. These lines are almost shockingly tender. They sound like someone preparing a bed for a guest, or for a child, or for a beloved person who must not be disturbed. The mattress must be straight. The pillow must be round. Nothing careless, nothing hasty, nothing crude. Death in Dickinson's poem is not merely disposal. It is preparation. The dead are not thrown away. They are placed, arranged, honoured. And then comes the final couplet. Let no sunrise yellow noise interrupt this ground. That is one of those Dickinson phrases that seems impossible until you hear it. Sunrise yellow noise. Sunrise is light, but Dickinson makes it sound. Yellow becomes noise. Mourning becomes an intrusion. The day itself becomes too loud. Normally, sunrise means awakening, hope, return, renewal. But in this poem, sunrise is not welcome. The sleeper is not to be awakened yet, not by ordinary morning, not by human time, not by the daily world continuing as if nothing has happened. Let no sunrise yellow noise interrupt this ground. That last word changes everything again. Ground. Not room, not bedchamber, not house. Ground. By the end, we know where we are. We're at a burial. The bed is the grave. The mattress and pillow are figures of care. The sleeper is the dead. And the sunrise is the world above, going on. Yet the poem does not feel merely bleak. That is part of its mystery. It is solemn, but not despairing. It is grave, but not cruel. It is a poem of care, a poem of reverence, a poem that treats death not as spectacle, but as a profound privacy. There is no argument in it, no doctrine explained, no sermon, no consolation forced upon us. Dickinson does not say what judgment will be. She does not describe heaven. She does not tell us who is saved. She does not tell us what faith the dead person held. She simply asks that the bed be made well. That restraint is one reason the poem remains so powerful. Dickinson often wrote about death from the inside of uncertainty. She could use Christian language, judgment, immortality, resurrection. But her poems rarely behave like simple statements of belief. They question. They hover. They believe and doubt at the same time. They stand at the edge of what can be known. In Ample Make This Bed, She gives us not an answer, but a posture, a way of standing before death, with awe, with care, with silence. The poem's early editors gave it the title, A Country Burial. That title makes sense. It points us toward the graveyard, toward the rural burial ground, toward the body laid into the earth. But Dickinson's own first line is better. Ample make this bed. Because the first line keeps the poem strange. It lets the bed remain a bed and a grave at the same time. It lets the domestic and the eternal occupy the same small space. That is Dickinson's genius. She can take the language of housekeeping and make it cosmic. She can take a pillow and make it eschatological. She can take sunrise and make it almost rude. There is also something deeply human in the poem's instructions. When someone dies, the living often need something to do. We arrange flowers, we choose clothes, we fold hands, we write obituaries, we sweep rooms, we make calls, we set tables, we sit beside beds. We perform small acts because the large fact is too large to bear. Dickinson understands that. The poem does not try to conquer death. It gives the hands a task. Make the bed. Make it with awe. Straighten the mattress. Round the pillow. Keep the sunrise away. The tenderness is almost unbearable because it is so controlled. No weeping, no shouting, no dramatic display. Just care. Care carried to the edge of eternity. And perhaps that is why this tiny poem feels so complete. It does not need more than 8 lines. It has a room. It has a body. It has a grave. It has judgment. It has sunrise. It has silence. It has love. Emily Dickinson's greatness often lies in this compression. She does not explain the mystery away. She makes it sharper. She gives us an image we cannot exhaust. A bed made with awe. A sleeper waiting beyond time. A sunrise too yellow, too noisy, too worldly to be allowed in. Ample make this bed. It is a command, a prayer, a burial rite, and maybe also a final act of love. Because if death cannot be escaped, it can still be approached with reverence. If the dead cannot be kept, they can seeing honoured. And if the last sleep must come, then let the bed be ample. Let it be straight. Let it be fair. Let no bright, ordinary morning interrupt the sacred silence of the ground.